During the genesis of Project Aura, it was decided that a market should be built as a means of supporting the development of future colonies. In it, each corporation would trade their cause-related objects. Open the market panel. To do this, click on the icon. From this window, you can check the market of each corporation by clicking on their logo. Select the Eco Corporation. Now select the Organics category. Great! Here you can see all the items offered by the Eco Corporation available in the Organics category. A left click on any of the items will add 1 unit to your purchase list, and a right click will remove it. Click on the seaweed item until you have 3 units on your purchase list. As you can see, the products added to the purchase list are displayed at the bottom of the window, where you can also see information on the money and influence available to you, as well as the cost of the purchase. Now right-click on the seaweed item until you have reduced the amount on your purchase list to 1. For larger amounts, hold down the Shift key when you click to change in multiples of 25, the Control key for 100, or Shift and Control for 1000, or click on the number under the item to enter an amount. Place 1100 seaweed pieces on your purchase list. Remember that click and Shift will go up in 25s, Control in 100s, and Control and Shift 1000s. Click on the number under the item to enter the amount manually. Now to make the purchase, click the Purchase button. Good job! When it comes to buying and selling in the market, it's important to know that in this environment of survival, making major purchases will increase the price of items significantly. Buying seaweed again will now cost more synthetic coins, SC. And as you would expect from a market, you can also sell your surplus. Continuing with your training, we are going to sell some of the seaweed you have just bought. Open the inventory by we are going to sell 100 seaweed pieces, but first you need to separate them from the existing stack. Hold down the Shift key and click on Seaweed in the inventory. In this window, you can input the amount of seaweed you would like the stack to contain. Create a new stack of 100 seaweed pieces and place it in an empty space in the inventory, clicking the left and great! Now your stack of 100 seaweed pieces is ready. We're going to sell it. Open the market window by clicking on the button in the management bar. With the market window open, right-click on the stack of 100 seaweed pieces that was created in the inventory. You have just sold 100 seaweed pieces in the market. If you sell something by mistake or simply wish to recover it, it will be possible for a limited time. Let's recover the 100 seaweed pieces. To do this, you must access the market again. Open the market panel. Click the Buyback button. As you can see, here are the 100 seaweed pieces you just sold. Recover the 100 seaweed pieces. Remember that holding down the Control key when you left-click on an item in the market will add 100 units. Excellent! Just a few more details needed for you to know how the market works to perfection. I have just sent you a radar. Open the inventory to find it. Now, select the category Ship from the A radar is a component that speeds up the work rate of the ships on the outside, but one is not going to be enough. We need to buy more. To find out if an object is available, simply drag and drop on the Market button. Drag the radar from the inventory and drop it onto the Market button in the management bar. OK, In doing so, the market window has opened in the category where it can be bought. If you discover that an item is not available, the window will not open and you will hear an error sound. Let's buy the radar now. Now click the purchase button. We can't buy this item because, in addition to its price, it requires a conservative's influence document. Every corporation has its own influence documents, each with a specific color. White influence documents are valid for the vital reserve, green documents for the eco, yellow for industrial, blue for cosmos, and magenta for the conservatives. I am going to send you a magenta document so you can complete the purchase of the radar. Now, buy the radar. Good job! We now have 2 radars. It is important to note that selling these objects does not recover the amount of influence they may have cost. Therefore, no influence documents will be returned to you through selling these radars. Congratulations! You have completed the market tutorial. I invite you to continue to the next tutorial to complete your advanced training. Garbage is an abundant resource from which the colony can make huge profits. It is found in moles, large balls that become randomly dislodged by the seabed. In order to locate and extract them, you will need ships to which you can assign the task of extracting the organic waste, plastic and metal, among other missions. In this tutorial, we will make an autonomous production chain based on resources extracted from the outside. Let's begin. As ever, before you can introduce new colonists, you need to provide them with accommodation, for which you will need a hostel. Click on the construction icon located in the management bar or press the 4 key. From the list of available building at the bottom right of the window, you can see the list of materials needed for the construction of the building. By starting a colony, the Vital Reserve will send you basic food and a stockpile containing construction materials needed to start up a colony. To obtain the construction materials needed to build the residential building, open the stockpile, which you can find in your inventory. Now that you have the materials, build the residential building. Well done! We can now incorporate our first colonists. Open the window for available humans and incorporate the colonist director. To ensure the colony can provide enough food to its inhabitants, for the time being, we will use the portions of water and seaweed sent by the vital reserve. Click on the food icon located in the management bar, or press Open the inventory and select the Organics category. With the food panel open, right-click on the seaweed and water portions in the inventory to send them directly to the larder. Good job! Drag the seaweed and water from the larder until we can be completely self-sufficient. The amount of food we have in the larder seems sufficient. We are going to start producing our own water. For information on how to do this, you can use the Resources window. Press F2 to open the Resources window. Drag the water icon from the food menu to the Resources window and drop it onto any free space under Produced Mats on the right side. Great! The Resources window now shows us information on how to produce water. In the center part, you can find the blueprints, which you can use to produce it, the building and module where it can be connected, and the workers needed. The left side shows the list of materials needed for production and information on energy consumption and maintenance. The right side shows materials that will be produced and an estimate of the value the production could have in the market. From the blueprints that are displayed in the center part of the Resources window, click on Water Desalination. Great! Starting on the left side, you can see that to desalinate water, no object is required. It has a low energy consumption, and the line will require maintenance. According to the right side of the window, desalinating water will get us water portions and salt portions. And according to the information in the center part, the module required for the production is a desalination plant, where there will be an ideal job for a colonist with an operator profile. Click on the button of the building that appears in the Resources window. By using this shortcut, you have direct access to the building's construction window required for this production. The stockpile opened at the beginning already provided you with the materials to build this and other basic buildings. Good job! Let's open the organization chart for this building. To do this, position the mouse over the desalination plant you just built and right now let's use a shortcut to quickly know the blueprints that can be used by a constructed building. Hold down the left mouse button on the desalination plant, and when the floating menu appears, hover over the Crafting Info option and release the mouse button. Great! This shortcut opens the resource window, showing all the blueprints that can be used in the constructed building. In the central part of the window, you can see the water desalination blueprint. Drag the water desalination blueprint from the resources window to the organization chart. Remember that if you drop on the building node, it will automatically connect. Perfect. This This is a quick way to acquire the blueprints a constructed building needs, instead of having to search the market. However, very few blueprints are available on the market, and you will need to craft the rest yourself. Now let's connect the elements of the organization chart. A quick way of doing this is by using the autofill option. Click on the building node of the desalination plant to select it. Now, as you can see, both the director who we awoke at the beginning, as well as the blueprint, are automatically connected to the building's node. Let's now find the workers needed for each blueprint. As indicated in the nodes on the organization chart, you need an operator profile for the desalination. Open the vital reserve will keep a number of available recruits for the colony, which we can request for a modest price. Click on the Recruit button. Select the operator's helmet and click OK. Placing the mouse over each helmet will show the profile it corresponds to. Great, we now have the ideal profile for our blueprint. Reopen the desalination plant organization chart. To do this, right-click on the desalination plant. Now, drag the colonist from the available humans window to the organization chart and connect him to the... Good job! Now we just need to start producing. Right-click on the water desalination blueprint node to open its panel. Click and now activate the infinite production option. Great! Your desalination line will now work indefinitely, and if it stops for any reason, it will automatically start up. And now that you have a guaranteed water supply, let's build a ship to obtain resources from the outside. Click on the construction button in the management window, or press 4, and then select Build the Alpha Hangar. Excellent! Now hold down the left mouse button on the newly built hangar, and when the floating menu appears, hover over the Crafting Info option and release the mouse button. Great! Let's take a look at the productions the hangar blueprint will allow us. Click on the Gear button. These are all the productions available for this blueprint. Later on, via means of technology, you'll be able to unlock new ones. Choose the production, Organic Extraction, according to the information in the Resources window. With this production, you will assign your ship a mission to extract organic waste, which you can later sell or process at a recycling plant. Open the newly built hangar organization chart. Simply right-click on the building. Drag the Alpha Ship Missions blueprint from the Resources window to the organization chart. Alright, now complete the hangar organization chart. As ever, you will need a director, and as the blueprint shows us, a pilot as the ideal profile. Great! Now all that's missing is a ship for the pilot. Open the market and go to the Vital Reserve Ship category. And now we're going to learn a new shortcut. You can drag objects directly from the market to the organization chart. Drag Start Up the Alpha Ship blueprint. Remember to activate the Infinite Production option. Now that you have a supply of organic waste, let's see what can be done with it. Hold down the left mouse button on the hangar, and when the floating menu appears, hover over the crafting it. Drag the organic garbage that appears under Produced Mats on the right side of the Resources window, then drop it on the left side. Excellent! You can now see what can be produced from organic garbage. The building needed to process it is the recycling plant. Click the recycling plant building. Build the recycling plant building. Great! In the recycling plant, you will be able to recover anything useful from the waste brought in from the outside on your ship. Now, let's configure the organization chart. Configure the recycling plant organization chart by placing the blueprints and the workers needed in accordance with the information from the Resources window.
suprême et souverain du Saint-Empire, eut un règne long et fructueux. L'empire qu'il contrôlait depuis Prague s'étendait et ses sujets vivaient dans un cadre de paix et prospérité. Lorsque l'empereur mourut, c'est l'empire tout entier qui porta le deuil. Plus de 7000 personnes l'accompagnèrent dans sa dernière révérence.
Open the recycling blueprint by right-clicking on its node within the organization chart and clicking the gear
le fils de
button.
Charles, Venceslas IV, dont le père le prépara à ce moment toute sa vie durant. Mais Venceslas ne tenait pas de son père. Il négligeait les affaires de l'État au profit de désirs volages. Il ne se présenta même pas lors de la cérémonie de son propre sacre, ce qui ne le rendit guère populaire aux yeux du pape. Venceslas l'ivrogne n'impressionnait pas non plus la noblesse impériale. Ses difficultés remontèrent jusqu'aux oreilles des nobles, qui, exaspérés par la passivité de leur souverain, allèrent chercher de l'aide auprès de son demi-frère, le roi Sigismond de Hongrie. Sigismond décréta une mesure radicale. Il ordonna l'enlèvement du roi pour le forcer à abdiquer.
From the list of productions of set, congratulations! You have completed the sixth and final tutorial. You now have the essential knowledge to activate your first colony.
Des alliés du roi. C'est ici que débute